It's Real 92.3, man. Bootleg Cap, DJ Head.
West Coast.
Special guest family in here, man. G-Eazy is here.
Yes. It's been too long, man.
It's been, it's crazy because we, obviously, I feel like I've interviewed you a million times, but it's been a while. I haven't interviewed you since I moved to LA.
Nah, I've been, just laying low. I had to just lay low for a minute and just really find like what I wanted to do with this album.
Bullshit. You done had hit records. you done been on a couple other motherfucking records.
Yeah. I mean, you can never just.
If that's laying low, you'll blow up.
Low, but
you've been traveling a lot too, man. I feel like for the last like 5 years nonstop, it's been. I
just got back from Dubai a couple days ago. New York. I was in the Bay for a couple days just now. I feel blessed that. Music is something that brings me around the world. You can never take that for granted. It's like how much of the world that we've gotten to see, and have it be for the reason of music. You think about most people like saving up for a vacation or a flight or to go somewhere is, that's a privilege, and it still is for us, so that's what I was really thinking about in Dubai the other night. I'm like, I'm in Dubai.
Off of music, man.
Yeah. It's, yeah, girls are
from
screaming.
the Warped Tour to that.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, I feel like each one of your albums has been like a statement. I feel like, Beautiful and Damn was kind of like now the world is at the party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the motivation for this new project?
The motivation for this new project, honestly, is coming home. My whole entire thing has always been from the Bay to the universe.
Yep.
I've been screaming that all around the universe.
Taking everybody on tour
album,
with you.
Yeah, taking everybody on tour. And I've, like I said, I've been blessed to have been around the world multiple times now. And, the concept for this is just me coming back home. In multiple ways, you know what I'm saying? So it's sonically, it's I've taken the Bay around the world, and I want to come back home and coming out with this record first. So every album I like to start it working in the Bay. And I was working at Zoo Labs, which is my favorite spot. It's in Oakland. And this is the first song I did out of 5 days of sessions. I was there.
Damn.
And
with the Richie Rich sample?
Yeah, the Richie Rich sample. Yeah, and yeah.
That shit's hard, bro. I mean, I told you already, but that shit is hard for the record.
Thank you.
And I would tell you if it was trash.
But yeah, I mean, what I wanted to do with it was just connect the coast and make it a whole West Coast anthem.
I think Blueface, he's kind of a polarized guy right now in hip hop, but he sounds great on the record, and I think I think you've always done a good job of bringing up the new guys.
Yeah, I mean, he has it right now. He's doing incredible, man. It's like the kids, his fan base is going crazy, and he has a whole cultural movement, and it's like, to connect and bridge the gap, and it's dope.
What were you thinking when you guys were in the studio together?
Nah.
Okay, so when you got
I made it in Oakland, like a minute ago. So
you've had it for a while.
When you got the Blueface verse, what was your initial thought?
Classic Blueface verse, man.
Right.
He did his thing on there with the set off with the you know what I mean? Like,
because we had him up here, and he was like, we were asking him about like how people say he rap off beat, and he's like, it sound like I'm on beat to me.
Yeah, I mean that's his pocket. So like
that's his pocket, man.
The pocket is like, what I'm saying, for anybody listening who might not like be familiar with like how music gets made, is like pocket is like a rhythm of how you ride the beat and how your vocals fit in the little like nuances of the drums or like where it fits. And the thing is, you know what I'm saying, it's all different kinds of pockets. So can't nobody say he's off beat or on beat because it's just got its own bounce to it. You know what I'm saying? He's got his own style.
That style, or at least like the way he's rapping, I heard that from Bay Area rappers first too.
Yeah, I mean,
like SOB and those guys, and
yeah, I mean, there's little differences. There's nuance. There's like, you know what I'm saying, between every artist who has their own style. You know what I'm saying, and I think he has his, and you know what I'm saying, we have ours in the Bay, and
it's lit, man.
Yeah.
You always have 40 on every album. Is he gonna be on this album?
Absolutely. Yeah, he already gave me 2 verses.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Yeah. Nah, I was just with him. I just came home from the Bay, and I was at 40's crib. We had a session up there, and I always every time I go to E40's house, I still kind of fan out like I'm a kid.
Course.
Like, I mean, my ghetto report card for me at the age of it came out when I was 15,
bro.
So you know what I'm saying, when you're 15 years old, I think you're like your ability to really understand music is coming and is evolving and is maturing. So when that album arrived at the peak of the hyphy movement in the mid 2000s, and
it took it to another level. I remember
it took it to another level. It elevated it, and that really gave me my inspiration that I scream to this day is Bay to the Universe, because that's what I saw my hero do.
Yeah,
my hero really took something that was happening right there. You know what I'm saying? All around us, and he really put it on the world stage. And I still remember to this day the first time watching Tell Me When to Go on 106 in Park. And
I remember that. I was
like,
it was like my first month or two in radio when that shit was popping.
man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I remember vividly.
Yeah.
He did a show with Pretty Ricky and Chameleonaire in Arizona.
That's crazy.
And I was working the door.
Pretty Ricky.
He's working the door.
Yeah. Hey, Pretty Ricky, man. Yeah, Pretty Ricky. That was I remember You Could Smash to that whole album.
Of course, man.
That shit dropped. My Get a Report Card dropped in 2006, and last year, or no, in 2006. I mean, 16. I was trying to get 40 to do a 10-year joint.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Set it up, head, and I'll do it." I'm like, "Bro, you don't know what that album meant to people like us, dog." Like,
and also, like I had homies like later on from LA tell me what it meant to
I'm
LA
from here.
kids
That's
as
what I'm
well.
saying.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying? Yeah.
Nah,
And
I mean,
I didn't
shit.
really realize the extent of that because I guess the whole like you see them on TV and all this, but you don't understand what it means to a city's community and culture until you know what I'm saying, you go there and you're talking to people that's really explaining what Tell Me When to Go and Muscle Cars and you know what I'm saying, all that was really like
area
doing
record, bro.
yeah,
Whew.
yeah.
Hey, something I always wanted to ask you: what was it like coming up being the white guy in hip hop? Because like from the Bay, like it's usually a black dude or Filipino.
Yeah.
It's usually a minority or
I
something.
mean, the Bay is a real multicultural
melting
place.
pot.
It's a melting pot, man. You got Samoans, you got Mexicans, you got white boys, you got like, you know what I'm saying? So it was always like,
your own personal experience. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, I was usually like the one white boy in the crew. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I mean,
My
like
whole
we
entire
have,
life.
you know, but I mean, that's just what it was, you know. We didn't really trip.
Yo, when you first started to initially get some buzz and shit, you were in New Orleans, right?
I was kind of like, I mean, because I was living in New Orleans for like 5-6 years.
For school, right?
Yeah, for school. And I was putting out music. I was trying to get some buzz. I don't think it really was taking off yet. And there was a point in time where I moved out of New Orleans and I sold all of my things. Like I had been collecting shoes, sneakers I've always been into. Sold my sneakers, sold all my furniture I had in my little apartment. And I was literally down to just like 2 suitcases of clothes, you know what I'm saying? And I was like bouncing around. I would stay at my grandma's house in the Bay. I would come down to LA and sleep at people's like couches, wherever I could stay. And it was a transitional time for me where the music started to get popping. I started to go on little tiny tours, whatever I could get on. And I was making an album called These Things Happen. So
Crazy project.
that was
Obviously,
like,
classic.
for me, that was my first step into any kind of success really. And I remember finishing that album and finally, you know, the labels coming around and me feeling like, man, I could maybe finally, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, RCA be fucking up with the phones today.
Yeah, I mean, that album, like, that let me, so there was a whole transitional time where I made that album and I didn't have no apartment, no nothing. And
Zero.
I didn't get an apartment until I signed my deal and the check cleared. And I remember it was right before Christmas, and the check cleared. Like it came in the mail like on December 23rd, and I was staying at my grandma's house, and went dumb on my mom, everybody for Christmas presents and stuff,
Right.
and it was the best feeling of like my Chase account going from like $2,000 to like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna say, but it was something.
West Coast.
Nice.
Yeah, it was something a lot more than I had ever seen. So.
What's the first thing you bought? Do you remember?
My mom a laptop, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you
my
just
grandma
went-
some nice clothes, like my brother hella stuff. Like, I'm trying to think like the first thing of any like real money that I bought. I mean, Lori, like my homegirl was telling me, literally on the way here was the first time I brought you to this building. You know, you left here and you got your first Rolex, you said, or you were about to get it. And this would have been the first time I was ever getting brought here.
It was like 2014.
Yeah. And I remember I went to Rolex and I went to Saint Laurent the same day. I was like, man, I got to get my.
You was getting some indie bread before that, though.
I was getting a little indie bread, but
you was doing your thing.
I had a commitment to what I was trying to build, so I wasn't really spending it on myself.
Right, you were reinvesting.
Yeah, I was like, okay, if we were doing music videos that were hitting for like 20 a pop,
And they were
like,
fire.
that was coming out of my bank.
God
you know,
damn.
that's like you're really investing because it's like,
Well, your
you
videos
talking
back
to
then
somebody-
were ahead, like they were aesthetically better than like major label
but
shit.
that's because it cost.
Facts.
And it was like it was a fake it till you make it because, you know, I had probably 60, 70 bands in my bank, and anybody who has made that off of touring might have done something for themselves, and I was
You,
just
like, go
still
buy a
like
fucking Benz or
crashing
some
in my
shit.
grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? And I spent it on music videos, and that's when RCA came. and was like, okay, I see the videos, I hear the album, this is incredible. You already got your album art already shot, everything served on a platter, ready to go.
No, yeah, you had the whole shit.
Yeah.
RCA hit a lick.
Yeah. I had a lick too.
Yo, your relationship with your mom and your brother is always something that I think is really dope. I mean, one of my favorite records from you was the joint with Kaylani, that Everything Will Be Okay, which is
love that song.
That's like one of the deepest songs. Like it's crazy. How's your mom, and I feel like you take her everywhere with you. You let her experience the success of her son as well. Like how important is that relationship with your moms, man?
Man, that's everything. By and large, we're a generation of boys raised by single women. And I say that just as a
me too.
Everybody obviously, but a lot of us were, and all of my friends were. You know what I'm saying? And a single mom raising two boys, working two jobs, doing what she could. I think there's when you grow up, you have this big you want to make your mom proud and you want to give back to her. You know what I'm saying? You want to prove that you did it, because there were definitely times where I'm saying, like, I'm chasing this music thing and I'm not making money off it yet. And I'm like 22, 23, and it's like, what are you actually going to do if this doesn't work? You know what I'm saying? And then it did. So to be able to give back to her now, I remember the day I took her to the dealership to buy whatever car she wanted.
That's great. What'd she get?
She got a Jeep.
I was like, I can't picture your mom being like, yo, run the Benz, run the G truck.
She's not a Benz lady, but I took her to the Jeep dealership. I rode the bus pass every day going to school. You know what I mean? So that was like its own sentimental value to me. Like, I remember the guy who was like, yeah, they called up here. They said somebody wants to come buy this Grand Cherokee in cash. I didn't know if it was a hoax or not, but I brought it out anyway. And, well, here you are.
Here it is.
You're buying it in cash. And
cash.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a really good feeling, man.
That's facts, man. What I always loved about you, G, is like you're never scared to speak your mind. Obviously, coming from the Bay, it's a very politically charged city. You were on the Fuck Donald Trump remix.
Yeah,
facts.
And you've always been outspoken when it comes to the any fuck shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Any political. I mean, you had a whole entire situation with H&M that you walked away from after. After that happened. When that situation happened, because not everyone gets an H&M clothing line deal.
Right.
The Weeknd had one. Nicki, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Was that how hard of a decision or easy of a decision was that? Was there any sort of
when the whole thing came about, and my manager, he always waits to tell me something until it's for sure. You don't want to get my hopes up and then jinx it and then it falls through. So he didn't tell me until it was done, and he was like, yeah, you're about to get this global H&M campaign. It's going to pay this ginormous
stupid
bag.
money, for
and
sure.
they're going to put your merch in every H&M store all around the world. I'm talking about G-Eazy on shirts.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't say this to say it just to say it or not, but it's like the second that came out, it was just like certain things in life are just not like really dilemmas. It's not like it's just a no-brainer. And it was just like, this is what we have to do. You know what I mean?
What about obviously Gucci just had a thing, and so did what was the other line? Prada.
It was Gucci.
Burberry. It was Burberry and Gucci. Like, is that something where you're like, I'm not? I never don't think I've ever seen you wear Gucci. You're more of like a YSL guy.
Yeah, not a real big Gucci guy, but you know what I mean. It's like
that seemed a lot worse than the H&M thing, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
that was like more like, what the fuck were y'all thinking?
Yeah, but like it's like, what actually is wrong with you guys? Like, what in what world? And I get it. You know what I mean? These are like European brands with, you know what I'm saying, may not be in touch with the history here or something like that, but it's like. That you can't even give him the devil's advocate to say that. It's
I think it's wild.
That's so entirely out of pocket. That's so entirely like unacceptable. And I'm talking about like I'm me. I'm not like a huge corporation like Gucci. My merch, I'm approving every draft of every image of every like T-shirt that gets made.
Right. Every single thing.
So I know our process of getting stuff done. I know my process of getting a song done. How many, you know what I'm saying? It's got to get mixed. It's got to get mastered. It's got to get, you know what I'm saying? If I do 100 songs, we're playing all of them and picking which ones make the album and all this. And everything I put my name on goes through this process of like approval. So it's like, you know,
it's that important,
me
man.
with my little merch, I don't see how something like that goes through this many hands and this many eyes.
A lot more eyes are looking at it before it comes out than just yours,
or than just my team approving merch samples and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. It's disappointing. It's disheartening. It's like, you know, how out of touch or insensitive could you be, or something like that, or what were you thinking? You know,
something I wanted to commend you on is that obviously that whole situation, because that's like a big deal to walk away from that type of situation. But then also, like, when that type of stuff happens, it's not necessarily happening to you and your culture.
No.
So do you feel a social responsibility in to like stand up for my culture, or do you feel like because it's who you grew up with or whatever? Like, what's the stance that you take on it?
I just think it's about being a human being and having a level of compassion and just literally just being a human.
Yeah.
I mean, like social responsibility, civic duty, like whatever you want to call it. It's just right and wrong. It's like this is not okay, and like. As an artist or any kind of like public figure or a politician, you have to understand that what you attach your name to is very visible. Anybody, you know what I'm saying, in your social group or your personal life or whatever you attach your name to is you're saying, I stand by this. But as a huge public figure with any kind of like eyes on you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you attaching your name to something is saying, like, I co-sign this. If I do a song with somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm co-signing this. If I put my name on a liquor brand, I co-sign this and say this is good bourbon.
Drink that Stillhouse.
You know what I'm saying? If I wear these Puma shoes, I'm saying these are good shoes. And I'm just careful with what I attach my name to because that's your integrity.
That's true. That's what I don't get about the Trump thing is, like, obviously, to have different ideas on, like, the economy and if you're a Republican, it doesn't make you a bad person automatically, but like to just like throw all of your morals out the window.
Out the window.
Because you agree with like 2 or 3 things that that's the shit I don't understand.
I don't know. There's certain fundamental things that above all else I just can't.
Like, I
can't abide.
Like,
I can't abide.
Okay, we get it. You don't like high taxes, but fam, this guy's a racist, misogynistic, homophobic piece of shit. Like,
right. No,
you forgot a few additives.
It's the whole check box there.
No, it's literally like you know what I'm saying. Every check box down.
Moron.
It's crazy.
The government shutdown thing for the wall is just like it's getting
crazy.
obscene, bro.
Yo, you travel a lot. Did that affect you? The government shutdown shit.
TSA was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's just like, yo, you got people. I got friends that like are hitting me like, you know what I'm saying, like. Literally can't afford basic things because of this government shutdown, not getting paid. There's some people living check to check out here for real, and it's like that not getting paid shit, you know what I'm saying? Like he's up here.
He's not feeling that shit.
He's not feeling that. And that's where the human being lacks a fundamental level of compassion.
And all the congressmen were still getting paid.
Yeah.
All the fools in Congress and all the senators, their bread didn't stop.
Yeah.
Yo,
so the CNN interview was going great today.
You had the little raps battle with MGK, which me and you talked about a lot, and I'm boys with both of you guys, and I talked to him about it, and I tried to tell him he was kind of out of line for a lot of the shit, but did that ever get discussed or squashed?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's my guy.
Because I feel like you guys have habitual.
That's my guy. We put that behind us, and
that's dope.
And that's where I'll leave it at.
That's dope.
Yeah. So everything is good.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
That's the beautiful thing, man. Because I know you guys have close mutual friends, and it just didn't make sense to me, man.
Like the day, like we first like clicked in the very first place, man. It's like we were just like immediately friends. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the homie, and then we were down for a long time, and then that happened, and it was just like kind of unfortunate. But I mean, this is hip hop. You know what I mean? People are competitive. This is a sport, you know what I'm saying? That's not new. It's not the first time that's happened. But yeah, I mean, we, you know what I'm saying? We talked and we squashed it, and it's all love.
It's dope. Endless Summer Tour has been something that you've branded. It reminds me of like when I was a kid.
A festival or something.
Yeah. And there was like anger management tour every summer. Like it just, I feel like
smoke kind of
I feel like you're the only person that's doing that. Like, or Wiz was doing it for a while.
Yeah. I mean, Wiz. Shouts out to Wiz for being like one of the coolest people in music.
Of course.
He's just one of the most nicest, down to earthest. Like I love Wiz, man. Every time I see him.
Are you putting together something for this summer?
We'll see about this summer. Was like with the album, you know what I'm saying, that I'm finishing up.
Don't know when it's coming out.
To, we'll see. But you know what I'm saying.
Big announcement coming soon.
Nah, but what I will say is, man, the album that I'm making right now feels like the best work of my life. It feels like the most me. It feels pure. It feels like really, 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 really right. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, me and you talk about this a lot. Where like I feel like, when there's like the hottest MC discussion on MTV or, when the XXL cover happened, like I just feel like you get snubbed a lot when it comes to like what you're doing, the numbers you're putting up, and furthermore, your lyrical capabilities.
Yeah.
I feel like you're an incredible MC, and I feel like people look at you as the pop dude just because you've had a couple hit records. How much does that bother you? Do you still give a fuck?
It depends on who you ask. Of course, like anything else, man. I mean, art in every single form is subjective, right? It's like that's why I don't really like award shows when it comes to art, because it's like you're having. I loved what Drake said. That's what I like. Like
he
the whole
nailed it.
this is a competitive sport, but it's not really a sport that's like has any metric. It's like, okay, the Olympics, if this guy runs faster than this guy, and by the end of the race he wins, he won. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? But in art and music, it's like, well, I might not like something that you like, or you might like something that just really doesn't resonate with me. So it's all subjective. That means like opinion based, and it's like, you know, like if I listen to what everybody said, or if I let it get in my head, then it would cripple me. You know what I'm saying? I might I might lose my confidence or something like that. And it's just, I've always had a strong sense of self and confidence in myself of what I know I'm good at, what I know I'm capable of, and you know, the quality of music or whatever it is.
That's mine. I remember I heard something about like J. Cole not submitting his albums to be, you know, in Grammy conversations. Do you submit yours, or do you happen to know if it's ever in the conversation?
You have to submit your shit.
I don't know. I think that would be a label thing, but quite honestly, you know, I've never based an album release around like Grammy schedule or nothing like that. I'm blessed to have some of the best fans in the world. Like I kind of came up with like a cult following. Even before I was embraced at all commercially. I had a core that was selling out shows, and I was touring, and you know, we just worked for it and really connected one-on-one, fan by fan, and doing meet and greets, and you know what I'm saying, like going everywhere to small towns, and
you had, and
touring
then
with no
all
days
just
off.
your attention to detail even back then was like it was very admirable. Yo, when you did the spiky bleached hair.
Oh, I was clowning. I remember with the green. Was it the green?
With the green suit.
With the green suit. That day we was on the air. We had.
You didn't like the Malfoy?
No, I wasn't mad at it. You just look like. I was like, he looked like you from Green Day.
To keep the same energy.
Well, Green Day's from the Bay.
Of course.
You know what I'm
to keep the same energy,
legends.
I was clowning the fuck out of you. Kev was actually defending you. He's like, yo.
I was like, yo, he was
that's
my
guy. I don't know what he's on,
but pull that shit off. It's him.
Yeah.
That
I mean, I bleached my hair probably when I was like 10 or 11 years old. I had that same hairstyle, and this was probably in the phase when every kid wanted to be Eminem, you know.
Of course.
And you know, I hadn't done it since then. I was just like, you know what, I feel like a change.
Fuck it.
And fuck it.
Yeah, I was like, yo, man. I mean, because you're obviously known for your slick back hair, and then.
But I've been doing the same hairstyle for so long. I was just kind of bored of it, and.
I feel like one of these? You do one of these?
Yo, hey, I don't want to.
Oh, some real shit?
Actually, nah, I don't want to bring attention to it. Fuck it, man. It's somebody on the internet that's photoshopping me bald, and it's got a whole account on Instagram.
Is it bothering you?
Bald Gerald?
I mean, like, it doesn't bother me because I can't do anything.
It sounds like
about
it's bothering you.
But I'm like, every time I bring it up, and me and the homies like look it up, we're just dying
It's like a
laughing.
thing.
It's ridiculous, bro. I'm sick of it, man. Whoever is out there, man, stop doing that.
Hey, you can call up Adobe
they're
and get
like
their Photoshop shut
They're
down.
like really good at Photoshop.
Yo,
Whoever's doing
so
it,
it looks
bro.
really
like,
good.
It don't look photoshopped at all, bro.
You mentioned Eminem. You and M dropped on the same day when you dropped your last album.
Yeah.
And you were like right there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, which I remember I was with you at the club, and I think we were looking at the iTunes or some shit. We're like, yo. And like, how crazy is that? I mean, by the way, I'm glad he dropped Kamikaze, because that particular album that dropped that day was not the business. But how crazy was that to like come out the same day as Eminem and then just like hang with him on the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I think if you're a runner, to even like get in a race with, you know what I'm saying, like somebody as legendary as that, and even get to run next to him for a moment or something like that.
Man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never been shy about saying, like, my entire life since I started rapping, like, I aspire to the Eminems and the Jay-Z's and the Kanyes. And when you shoot for the stars or like swing for the fences, that doesn't mean you're gonna like, but that was always my attitude, at least. That's how I approached it. I always wanted to be great. So to be there in that moment, you know, and to have dropped on the same day or whatever. But I mean, I got nothing but the biggest respect and the biggest love. So
when you guys you guys met, like, what was that combo like? Because you know, Eminem don't fuck with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, he showed love, and he was kind of like the last one I hadn't met. To be honest, like
bucket list shit.
Yeah, like I remember meeting Jadakiss, you know what I'm saying? Even 40, you know what I'm saying? I had dinner with Hov. Like, I'm like,
You had dinner with Hov?
Dinner with Hov. It was one of the craziest nights of my life. Like, I know Nas.
Wait. You're not finna just blow past it. Like, you just didn't say you had dinner with Hov.
M was the last one I hadn't.
Eminem
M was the last one I hadn't met, man. And I know, and he's so rare. You know what I'm saying? So
how cool was it to for him to kind of show you some love on the Kill Shot?
Yeah.
Hey, man, all that stuff.
I mean, love comes in different forms.
I thought that shit was cool, man.
That was all I'll say is that was a strange time in life.
That was a weird 2 months.
That was a weird 2 months, man.
Yeah. Hey, what you got? No Limit. Obviously, fucking smash. We played the shit out of it.
Bro. Thank you.
You caught Cardi B right.
Perfect timing.
Like I'm talking about that. It couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah, I mean that was a big blessing, man. Because I'd known her for a minute. Like we had done some shows together in the past, and I've been following her stuff. And you kind of felt like a wave was coming. You felt like the earth was rumbling, and a tidal wave was way out there in the thing. And you know what I mean. And I was like, that song just fit her so perfectly.
She killed that shit.
I made it with Rocky in the lab one night, just on a whim. And sent it off to her and knocked it out like that.
It's lit.
Yeah, same as how Blueface just knocked her out right away. You know what I'm saying?
You have a knack for kind of being ahead of the curve when it comes to artists. First time I heard of Kehlani was through you. A lot of people.
Man, shouts out to Lonnie, man. She just dropped that project. She's about to have a baby.
Yeah, fire.
Much love.
Who's on your radar right now, man, coming up? Don't got to be from the West Coast. Don't got to be from, but just overall.
Yeah, I mean, in the Bay, All Black is doing it, man. Anybody that's not up on All Black yet, you know what I'm saying? It might be an acquired taste to understand our slang and our culture and all that for people outside of the Bay, but you got to get hip to it because All Black's doing his thing, and he got the town on fire right now.
All Black.
Yep.
Let's talk about you were in
Roddy Ricch down here is
Roddy
incredible.
Ricch is the guy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's my dude.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Roddy Ricch is the guy. What about like on some MC shit? Because I know you're a hip hop head.
Man, Corday, YB and Corday.
Of course.
Corday's the fucking future, man.
He is.
Yeah. He's the homie. I met him. I think we had talked on the internet and stuff, but I met him in person at the 1942 shoot. I think.
Okay, with Namir.
Yeah, Namir. It was either that or when we did it on TV, and man, he was just you could tell a lot about somebody by kind of just their aura, their energy,
Facts.
and and he was the humblest dude, just hella respectful and just and you know what I'm saying, we chopped it up for a minute and just kept in touch ever since, and he just went to tap in all the time.
You jumped on Up Now with Saweetie.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Did you just fuck with Saweetie? Or?
Yeah. I love Saweetie, man. I love her flow. That's she just reminds me of of a time in Bay Area and California history of really, what I'm saying, nostalgic of almost 06.
Facts.
Mid to late 2000s. And she could gas.
Mm-hmm.
She could rap.
She could really rap.
She's beautiful.
And she's beautiful. Yeah. And she's doing her thing, and I'm hella proud of her.
G, on Twitter, people were hitting me a couple chicks. Are you single? For the record, let the ladies know, because the ladies love you, bro.
They do, actually.
Man,
as single as Gerald could be.
Yeah, this new song is so fire,
it's
bro.
So
I can't wait for this to be out.
West Coast.
West Coast.
It's called West Coast. Yo,
yeah, it's called West Coast. It's featuring Blueface, man. We shot the video. It's a motion
the video
picture.
shoot was
fire.
everywhere, and YG was in the video. Was he just there? I don't know.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Oh.
You know, when The Rock is getting his ass whooped, and then somebody run out and help him. It'd be some shit like that. Is it a surprise?
Except we're just up. We're just winning.
Yo, you and YG have had a great relationship over the years.
Yeah. That's my bro, man.
I feel like recently it's been a trend where people are hooking up and doing collab projects. Who's someone you would do a collab project with? I think you and YG would do something crazy.
Yeah,
who's somebody crazy. you would tap in and do a full project with?
Me and YG would make a crazy project.
I would like that. I would like that for the culture.
Yeah, that'd be fire. That would just I told Unc the other night, if me and 40 did something called Karate Kid, Kid and Sensei kind of. I call him Sensei.
That's not
bad. Cobra Kai, bro.
Yeah.
That's marketing genius right there.
Yeah.
The 40 Gerald project would be crazy.
Yeah, he already. We got. Me and 40, we could do 100 songs. That's nothing.
You got P-Lo on the project?
We got dates coming up.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, there's certain people that I just every time I got to make my round.
Right.
And there's certain people I have to tap in with. And P-Lo, that's my brother. I think he's doing incredible. He's somebody who's you know, he's really studied the game. He's soaked up so much, and he's so hungry and so driven and so motivated right now. And he's in his bag. He's doing incredible.
He's doing his thing, man.
I took him on tour with me all summer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've taken everybody on tour with you from the Bay.
Facts.
At some point in time.
Man, that's, you know.
It's a beautiful thing.
Not a lot of people can do that. Back.
You did the last one. I didn't get to go see the show because work. You know what I'm saying? Livelihood and shit.
Yeah.
But Ty was on the run.
Yeah.
How do you choose who goes on tour with you? Like, is that?
You know, I mean, we just try to filling out a bill, you know, on tour can sometimes be difficult because you're trying to you'll have a wish list of everybody, but then it's certain people's availability, and then it's making it all work with the business side, and then it's like, you know. But I first and foremost, I look to you know, who's my actual homies. You know what I'm saying? You think about tour, you're spending a lot of time with people. You know what I mean? Like, you might wake up hungover in a bad mood. You run into the guy
Uzi
catering.
right before he just went away.
Yeah,
retired.
yeah. Man, Uzi's a great person, man. Like with a real big heart and one of the most brilliant artists that, you know, of our generation. Really, I
feel like he's just such an introvert. That
you know, yeah. I mean, there were times on tour where he was like kind of a little introverted, but like me and him will always have our conversations, and you know, he's just a good dude. And I think he's one of those who's like, a lot of times, man, creatives are just so brilliant that sometimes they're misunderstood, or sometimes, you know, the world is just not ready for it in a certain type of way. And, you know, he's avant-garde, he's progressive, he's brilliant, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's going to go over some heads, you know, it might not always, but, you know, Uzi will be back.
New single, West Coast, is out.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Got the Richie Rich Sam. Who produced it?
My homie Julia Lewis from the Bay.
Bet. Shout out to the Bay. You go buy you some Stillhouse.
Yeah. Buy you some Stillhouse, man. We're coming out with the vodka. You know what I'm saying?
There's gonna be Stillhouse vodka?
Yeah, we're launching a vodka in a white can.
Peach.
Yeah, the peach tea is smooth.
And the mint flavor.
The mint chip is my favorite.
Mint chip is probably my favorite.
But the black bourbon is really what I mess with. That's the G.
That's the G bottle.
Yeah.
So go
that's
support.
The signature.
Hopefully,
yeah, but get that white vodka. It looks like a yacht. You know what I'm saying? The can is beautiful.
I gotta fuck with that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get an album by the summertime.
Absolutely.
Boom. Remix the West Coast on the way too, I'm sure. Hey, it's Real 92.3. Boom.